my screen now.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, just to give you a background, in all of our webinars, we started with e-commerce introduction, then a scaling e-commerce, how do we do marketing, sales. Then we started with the introduction of ZapERP, where we gave a brief overview of like what exactly ZapERP does, what all our high level features are. Then yesterday, we actually got into the two-way sync, where we sync the data from ZapERP to WooCommerce and from WooCommerce to ZapERP. So I think throughout this, one of the important features that we did not talk about was purchase and sales management, because that was like always on back burner. Okay, who is going to talk about purchases? Who is going to talk about sales? So I think this in today's webinar, those are the things that we will be talking to. And it's good that Nicholas is here, because some of the some of these features are based on his ideas, his experience, where we said, okay, in order to do those smart purchase decision for any e-commerce sellers, what all things are needed in the software. So definitely I will go through the details. I'll go through each of them as much as possible. So to get started, I think I'll start with a simple recap. So if you guys remember, on the left hand side, we have a simple CRM where we show a list of all the contacts. So this includes all the vendors, all the customers, and obviously if they have a different type of contact altogether, we can list them here too. So this basically gives a seller, e-commerce seller, a single point view where they can see all the transactions, all the purchases, all the sales associated with that contact. So this is very useful feature, because not a CRM, not a Shopify, or none of the software provide this kind of a view which we have given. So if you view any contact, all user needs to do is go to transaction, and they can see all the invoices associated, all the sales order associated, and so on. So as you can see, there are 2 sales order associated with the specific contact.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nicole. I just want to obviously they've got some great features coming along with that as well. We're introducing like how much the customer's spending with you, what their return rate is, how much are they returning. So we're giving more information, and that will go to like email software to really market down to the customer as well. So that's
exactly. Exactly. I 100% agree. So that intelligence around customer, around contact, or even around vendor, that will come as we keep on working on the software, and as we keep on working on more and more data. So keep coming. I mean, viewers who are watching this, please keep giving us feedback. So far, it has been really great. So then we move from the CRM part to inventory. So as I shown in my previous webinar, all of your products will be managed over here. Now soon we are also launching the product merge feature, or the SKU merge. So that will allow you to merge 2 different SKUs into one. So that way everything will be displayed here without any duplication. You can see, okay, how many quantities you have, what is your buy, what is your sale price, okay, how many variants or item groups you have. If you would like to create some sort of a bundled item, you can create that. I remember someone actually posted a question on our in PitchGround forum that does ZapERP supports bundled items? And the answer to that was yes, we do support bundled item. And if you are selling bundled item, the advantage is the quantity of individual items will be reduced. So if you remember my example, let's say you are selling an iPhone with the charger and with the headphones. So all of these are some sort of a Christmas special where you are giving a discount on that bundled product. So when you sell a bundled product, we will reduce quantity of iPhone, we will reduce quantity of headphone, we will reduce quantity of charger. So that way you don't need to go and reduce those manually. And you are selling this bundled item directly on your sales channels. So that's a huge time saver for any seller. Then I will continue with our next major thing is, obviously we have warehouses, we have transfer, we have stock adjustment, we have stock take. So as a seller, you may want to do some sort of a reconciliation where you are saying, okay, how many physical quantities I have in the system versus how many physical quantities I have actually in the warehouse. So this is again useful feature whether you are selling online, offline, because at the end of the day, your business needs to reconcile what you're selling or what your software is saying that you are selling versus what you actually have in your warehouse or in your store. So very useful for any seller. Then now we will come to the main topic of our today's webinar, which is purchase. Now, if I go to purchase orders, question is not how many purchase order I can create. Like I can always go to add PO and I can say, okay, how many orders, how many items I need. I can add all of those items manually, right? But the challenge with us was, how do we save the time? How do we make this process automated? How do we automatically determine the items that are needed for the store owner, right? So that he doesn't need to remember or he doesn't need to manually add them. So that is where our automation kicks in, and we say all you have to do is search for a vendor like Jacob, John Doe, and so on. And as soon as you select the vendor gets, like, we ask you questions. Would you like to retry minimum quantity items? So now this is where the automation is going to kick in. So when I say yes, retry them, then all the items which are associated with John will be automatically retried. Now, just to give you a background, I mean, how do we do this? So basically, seller needs to make sure that they assign vendor to the products. So they can assign a single vendor to all of their product, because sometimes they like to do that. So they have like some sort of a drop shipping thing. Sometimes they tend to purchase from a third party vendor who is like a more of a wholesaler. So all they have to do is whatever item they are selling, they need to assign a vendor to it. So I'm going to go ahead and assign a vendor. So let's assign a John Doe, and let's see what is the current quantity. The minimum stock limit is 0. So let's make it 10. And let's keep everything else 0. Okay, let's update. Okay, so now what I did is I assigned this test back order product to a vendor called John Doe. Now I'm going to go ahead and as I already selected vendor John Doe, I'm just going to see and try to retry all the items which has reached the minimum order quantity. So let's retry. There you go. So as you saw, it automatically assigned that testing back order product. So this is like all live. I mean, I did not prepare any data. I just assigned the minimum order quantity to this product. I assigned the vendor, and that's it. So similarly, you can assign this vendor to hundreds of products, and all those products who has reached a quantity limit will be automatically pulled in and automatically will be assigned in a purchase order.
We have a really great question from Yusuf, and he's asking how it will remind us to reorder our inventory from supplier.
Sure. So at the moment we are running weekly emails where we send a summary of all the products which has reached a certain quantity. So that quantity gets defined based on this. So we have this field called minimum stock limit. So if your current quantity is below this, that is where we add that in an email and we send them every week. And eventually we would like to improvise on it. We would like to send some sort of a notification on their mobile app. We would like to send a notification on the browser. Right now we are not doing it. We are doing a weekly email, but eventually we will be improving that a lot.
So you can set this threshold like by yourself, right?
Yes. And you can assign in one shot to all the items, or you can just import the Excel. So that way, again, time saves there.
Absolutely. Okay.
Then, so as the products get added, all now user needs to do is put other details and create a purchase order for the vendor. Now here, this purchase order, obviously the buy price for this item was 0. So it automatically populated buy price as 0, but you can you can have some sort of a defined buy price, and it will be auto populated too. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in the buy price. Now, sometime you, as a seller, you would like to add some sort of a notes. So you just need to click on plus sign. A box will be displayed, and there you can put notes like something like, please make sure this is in black box. Like completely random thing. So
Yes.
the advantage of doing this is seller who download the PDF can download these notes along with that, and these notes will be sent to their vendor. Very small feature which we have already covered, which we have already taken care in the product. So that way, I mean, at least seller, e-commerce seller, they can get started immediately rather than asking for us like, okay, how do I put in like custom notes? How do I put in bank details? How do I put terms and stuff? Like, I mean, customer asks us, okay, how do I differentiate between different purchase order? So we have given a tags feature, and these are custom tags. So all they have to do is like put in their own word or a text, and that's it. The tag will be added. And this eventually gets used in reporting. So let's go ahead and save this. So I'm just going to press confirm. That way I can show you the flow. So purchase order gets created. This goes to the vendor. Then vendor issues the items, and then we gonna receive those items. So you can see that there is an option for receivable. So all user needs to do is click on receive PO item. And as soon as you click on receive PO item, we show them, okay, how many items were ordered in a PO. So we show the entire list, but obviously that doesn't mean that your vendor is going to send all of those items. So we have given an option that, okay, so we ordered for 1, but maybe you received 0. Like if there were multiple items in that purchase order, then you can say, okay, for this, there were no receive, like this item we did not receive, this item we did receive. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and mark this as a 1. So as you can see, the color was changed to green. If I mark it as a 2, the color will change to red, because that means you ordered 1, but you are receiving more. So again, this is a possibility that we have added in the system. Obviously, no one receives more, but we have considered that too. So let's go ahead and press save. Okay, so the PO received. So the items are received now. That means your warehouse guy says it's all good. The PO has been received, or even your employee who are like responsible for the receivable, they can say it's all good, and then you can just convert that receivable into a bill. So what does bill do is, bill is actually the payment that you owe to your supplier, or this is something that gets added to your Xero account or your QuickBooks account. So again, you don't have to enter anything manually. Everything gets converted automatically. All you have to do is click save, and everything is confirmed.
Yes.
And one more thing I forgot to mention, in receivable, you can use scan item to increase the quantity of item. So you don't have to manually enter those items. You can just scan those, and it will keep on increasing the items. So let's press save. And again, small thing. If you see behind the screen, there is a remove 0 items button. So as I mentioned, sometime you send purchase order for 10 different items, but again, your supplier is going to send you only 5 items. So in that case, you want to remove all those 0 items. So all you have to do is click on button which says remove 0 items, and all those items will be removed. Then you click, then you say, okay, bill is created. Would you like to close this PO? Sometime you don't want to close the PO. Sometime you want to keep it open. You can keep it open, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and press yes. So what this does is it updates the quantity in the system. So initial quantity for this item was 7, but now it will change and it will become 8. So as you can see, now it says 8. And not only that, I think this account was connected with the WooCommerce. So let me see if I can just go to WooCommerce and check it out. Yeah. Oh no, I think this is Shopify. I hope I remember the domain of that. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a try. If let me go to inventory
Yeah,
apps.
of course.
Yeah, that from there I can always find the domain, right? So I forgot. So let's go to WooCommerce. Okay, let's go to this store. Okay, let's go to admin. Excellent. I hope I can log in. There are so many username and password that I have to, I mean, usually pretty much every one of us remember, right? It's a digital world and it's making us crazy. Okay, good. So we are logged in. So let's open this product, which is testing back ordered product. So let's open this. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, the item quantity is 8 now. Because the reason I said let's check in WooCommerce, if you see this small icon here, it says that WooCommerce status updated. So this was done all in real time. As soon as you created a bill, we sent a request to your WooCommerce store, and your WooCommerce store was updated. So yeah, and this icon initially, when you create a bill, it is yellow, but now as soon as it completes that update process, the icon became green. So this covers the entire purchase flow. You order to the vendor, you create a purchase order, you create a receivable, you create a bill, and you update the quantities. So I hope I was pretty detailed and thorough about the purchase.
Yep, I think you were.
Perfect, awesome. So Nicholas, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, on the supplier side, we're introducing 2 more features. If you, Nicole, if you just open the suppliers tab, sorry, it drops down.
Sure, sure.
So we've got 2 things coming. One's called reorder and one's called back order. And there's 2 features to that. So one of the features on the back order is any items that have come through your store that is out of stock, but you're still selling because you like your supplier's got them in stock and everything like that. You can then create a back order, select your supplier, and it brings all the items that for that supplier that are waiting for them to be bringing in because customers have ordered them. It puts it in one purchase order. So it's a bit different from reorder, because reorder is setting your minimums, and you press that button, select your supplier, and it all puts all of that together and does the purchase order. And then you can send the purchase order via Excel to your, to your supplier, because sometimes they don't want PDFs because then it's still data entry. So they want Excel so they can import it as a purchase order. All these 2 changes are coming very soon to the supplier to increase to decrease the time you spend on managing your business through inventory. It's all automated, really. So
absolutely. I think those are like one of the best features that we will be launching, because as he mentioned, the time saver is such an important thing, especially when you have hundreds of SKUs. You don't want to go through each of them and figure out, okay, how many of them are back ordered, how many of them are not in the stock, how do I figure out what all in the stock and what is not in the stock. So all those things will be covered and will be taken to the next level, where we say, okay, these are the items that should be, these are back ordered items. Let's go ahead and create a purchase order for them. These are the item that are in reorder status. So yeah, so great. I mean, some of the great features that are coming in.
Okay, Nicholas, tell me more about the features you are planning. Like you mentioned already a few, so what are the other features that PitchGrounders can look forward to?
Sure, I would say the major feature would be, which actually Nicholas is keep pitching for, is returns. Like it's gonna be compliant with the European law, and that will be very, very important, because it's gonna save not only time, but it's gonna save money. Then second feature is which we'll just quickly reiterate, is reorder and back order. And this is where you not only save the money, but you make more money, because you order items from your vendor quickly, smartly, and you deliver it to your customer quickly and smartly. So again, these two, then in terms of what else, Nicholas? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of things, but feel free to chime in.
We're going to bring some. We're going to bring a better mobile application. Maybe the Q1 of 2020, where it's more detailed and faster. We're also bringing a separate warehouse system out, so it attaches to the actual ZapERP. But what it does, it allows the managers to just give warehouse access only, so that the warehouse don't see all the customer details, they don't see everything else, they just see what orders they've got to ship out, and that is it. So there's all them features. A return portal where the customer can actually go in, and not the customer service, and type in their order number, postcode or zip code, and it brings up their order. They select what they want to return, and then it gets approved in the back end if they can return it or not, and stuff like that.
So returns will be handled in ZapERP platform?
Yeah, and also the payment will be sent back. So if you get an order through Shopify, you get an order through Magento, WooCommerce, we are building integration so the payment also gets sent back. So once the customers return an item, and let's say they've ordered 2 items, they want to return that 1 item, and it's £50. Once you've taken off the postage, if that's what you do, then when you press submit and it's approved and it's come back, it then sends the £50 back to the customer through the WooCommerce or however they're paid, and it also deduct the fees and stuff like that. So more automations come in, so you don't have to go back into your store. Okay, I need to refund this one, refund that one, refund that one.
Okay, so yeah, it will save a lot of time as well. It's interesting. Okay. Anything more like the features you mentioned so far? Like I love the returns feature and the feature you were mentioning earlier, Nicholas. It was quite exciting.
We're going to bring out again, maybe end of this quarter or the start of 2020, a product report. And what this is it's an inventory planning basically. So based on the data, based on the sales, based on returns, it'll build a report saying, okay, you need to keep 20 in stock. And it will also look at your returns, so you can filter it based on returns. So if you sold 50 of product A, it might say on your return inventory planner, okay, you're selling 50 in a space of 2 weeks, you need to order 25 every week from your supplier. But what that doesn't take in, what if you have 25 of them returned? One, either they break easily, or 2, a lot of people don't like the color or something like that. So you can build that into the report. And that's the big feature that we're bringing in. And what that'll do, make sure you always got the correct inventory levels. Make sure if they're selling fast item but don't have a lot of returns, that you have the correct items in to keep selling, and they can get next day to your customer, because that's what customers want. They want that next day delivery, and that's the most important. So if you can't fulfill that, you're going to lose business. So this report will also help with that.
Okay, I know that we were talking about about machine learning in previous webinars. So is that something that you're planning to implement in ZapERP anytime soon?
Absolutely. So let me just quickly tell you that machine learning with analysis, where we say, okay, this is how your products are performing, and this is how our forecasting look like. So where we can say, okay, in next 3 months, these are the products that you should be ordering. These are the products that probably not going to sell well. So those are the things are going to come in. We already have started collecting data. We already have algorithm running in the background. It's just they are not that matured enough to show you or to give you any sort of a demo. But it's coming, and it's coming very fast. eBay and AliExpress, these two are highly, I think these are the two where we received a lot of good feedback from community. So these two are definitely on our priority list. Then other stuff, again, we will be sort of doing iterative improvement is a POS. So we already have POS, like a simple POS in the system. So we will be doing some iterative improvement, making it more touchscreen friendly. And we are also planning to integrate with some other POS vendors. So like these are like these 3 itself are very huge features that we will be launching step by step.
So we'll be also launching a new roadmap, and on that, over the next couple of weeks, we'll update that fully so everyone can see what we're bringing out in this quarter and next quarter, and give us feedback on what they need and stuff like that.
All right, another question. Is it possible to forecast the sales with the help of this tool?
Yes. That's how our algorithm will work. In fact, right now the algorithm itself is live, but it's not forecasting correctly. So we have kept the graphs hidden. So if you see the dashboard and if you scroll down, there is a sales forecasting graph, like most selling items next month. And eventually we will start suggesting items over here, which says, okay, you know what, your iPhone is the most sellable item. And there are chances that it will sell most in month of December. So we will be able to predict what can sell next month and so on.
That's what the advanced inventory report planner is, the inventory planner that we'll be bringing out. That will go, like Nicole says, it'll tell us when you should be having that stock in and stuff like that. So instead of working out when to get your stock, it's already done for you. So that it's a big feature that we're bringing out very soon.
Right. And if you see the dashboard itself, we already show some of the summarized version. Like we tell them, okay, what is your low inventory stock? What is your bestseller items? What all items are back ordered, draft purchase order. So we have given them a summary already. So that way they don't need to wait for our machine learning algorithm or any AI ML stuff to kick in. They can use the data that we have already provided.
Okay, so a lot of good things are coming. And I see one more question from Yusuf. When you will integrate with SyncSpider?
Oh, that's a great question. So I already talked with the SyncSpider founding team. They are really open for the integration. We just as soon as I think we get some relief and time from our regular activities, we will definitely work on the SyncSpider and we will get it prioritized.
All right. So it will be soon, right? We cannot give like specific time, but it will be soon.
It will be soon. Absolutely. It will be soon. Definitely. At the moment, I don't want to give any timeline, but either like January is something like where we have a very matured SyncSpider connection.
Okay. Let me check if there are some more questions. Nope, I don't see any other questions. So guys, this was actually for last time, but I believe that next week we are talking about that we will go live again, right? Because you have some new additional features coming up and you want to talk about them. So I'm sorry, this is not. So next week, guys, please stay tuned because we'll be going live again with ZapERP team, and we're gonna talk about what is being planned and what is being integrated and so on. So when do you think it will be the best time to go live, Nicholas, to talk about the features?
I am okay any time after maybe like Tuesday or Tuesday, Wednesday would be perfect.
Okay. So anytime from Wednesday or Tuesday plus, we will guys announce when we'll go live. So please stay tuned in our Facebook group because we will be educating you more about ZapERP. And now, if you actually want to learn more, the best place to go is either our PitchGround group where you can ask in the comments or just write a post, or on pitchground.com/products/ZapERP. And we wrote everything about it here. You can watch the video. You can see what's included in the specific licenses. Now the most basic license, the cheapest one, starts on $49, and it allows you 2 users, 200 orders per month, and so on. And now these limits are being increased, of course, if you go higher in price. And if you're a really big e-commerce if you own a lot of e-commerce businesses or you manage multiple e-commerce businesses for your clients, this agency plan is for you. It's for $449, and you can even buy additional add-ons which will increase the limits. So guys, once again, pitchground.com/products/ZapERP. Normally I would show you this as well, but since this is our last webinar, there is actually not coming anything coming up after this one. But if we'll plan some webinars on next week, during the next week, this page will be updated and more webinars will be here. We'll be still using ZapERP.pitchground.com. So if you still haven't registered, you can still do it. So I think that's it. Let me check if we have some more questions. Nicholas, Nikhil. Yes, Yusuf is asking, can you increase order limit for PitchGround buyers?
So this is something that we are working on. I know, I think there are people who have asked me on messages on our intercom chat. Give us some time. We're going to have really good news for you guys. We just need some time to figure out right plans for you.
Okay. And for example, this would be something that we'll mention in the upcoming webinar. So again, guys, please stay tuned in our PitchGround group. Nicholas, before we'll wrap this up, please, can you tell me how is PitchGround experience going so far? What is the feedback you're getting, all the suggestions and so on?
Sure. So we are receiving really active feedback, not only on Facebook group, but on our the site chat itself. In fact, we have been very busy responding to the questions, giving demo whenever possible. I think if I'm not wrong, our entire Monday has been booked, like from starting 11 o'clock India time till like 11 o'clock in the night. So it has been really crazy and really good. So far so good, very excited and looking forward for more.
So if you're talking about demos, it means that people need to understand a little bit more how to use ZapERP, and you're helping them to understand it on demo calls. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. So usually demos are not that long. They are like 5-10 minutes. They have like basic questions. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, if I'm logged in, how do I do that? It's not a full scale demo where we are saying how the entire purchase or sales process works. I think that we have done a good job with our webinars, and I would also encourage viewers to check out previous webinar to understand some detailed features of ZapERP.
Yeah, absolutely. All the webinars, if you missed some of them, are on our Facebook page, where you can just find them really easily, or we are uploading them on YouTube as well. So you can watch them on Facebook or YouTube, whatever you prefer. One last question, Nikhil. If people need help with ZapERP and they maybe want to schedule a demo, where they can do it?
So they can just go to our chat, ask us questions. Most of the time, most of the questions can be answered via chat itself, because the software is built in a way that they need a very rarely they need a demo. But if they need a demo, in the chat itself, we have demo button where they can click on it, schedule a demo, and choose their preferred time. And obviously, we will be more than happy to have one-on-one conversation.
So far, if you're doing these demos with people, what is their biggest challenge when they're starting to use ZapERP? What do they need help most with?
I think most of the time the challenge has been with like a connection, like how do I set up the how do I connect their WooCommerce store? How do I connect Shopify store and all? I mean, based on this feedback, we did improve our flow at some places where we added additional information. So for example, when we started that time, we did not specifically mention that the HTTPS is must for WooCommerce connection. But now we have like a big highlighted notice over there which says, okay, make sure that HTTPS is entered. So so those kind of things we have improved, and that automatically reduces the need for a demo.
Are you receiving a lot of suggestions on integrations, like which like new marketplaces to integrate with ZapERP and so on?
Absolutely. We have received a lot of suggestions on our roadmap. But to be honest, the community has been so friendly. In fact, one of the person actually said, I'm okay if you guys take time, but please make sure that my connections are integrated. So, and whatever he has suggested is totally valid. Like he needs China-based, like a marketplace connection, or some of the Indonesia-based, Asia-based connection.
Is it Lazada or something like this?
Yeah, large data is definitely one of them, but there is like, I mean, I don't remember all the names on top of my head, but he has, I mean, not only him, but all of them have been really helpful, and they are okay with our own plans, and we taking some time to making sure that the connections are matured. So it's so far so good. But yes, the feedback, there is lot of suggestion and lot of to-do list for us.
That's good. And the best part is that if you guys buy ZapERP now, you will get all the future updates as well. So there's literally no reason to not pull the trigger right now if you're actually having an e-commerce store, or if you manage e-commerce stores for your clients as an agency. So Nicholas, thanks a lot again. This has been amazing experience. It was an honor having you here. And is there anything else you would like to mention to our community, to PitchGrounders? Right now is the best time to do it, please.
I think I'm excited. I'm looking forward for more and more suggestion, feedback. Okay. Please keep coming. Let us know what needs to be done, what all your questions are. We'll be more than happy to answer.
Perfect. All right, guys. Nicholas, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, it's obviously I'm with Nicol on this.
All right.
And stuff like that. So we're looking forward to everyone's feedback to this video and see what features we can improve as well. So. Okay.
All right. So thank you very much, everybody who is still watching. Thank you very much, Nicholas, Nikhil, and I hope that we'll see each other next week as well, while we'll be introducing some more features and maybe some changes in the plan for PitchGrounders. All right.
Sure. Thank
you. See you Friday. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.